A player from Clemson enters the transfer portal. Okay, I'm 24 hours late. This happened yesterday, but I didn't get to talk about it. Don't kill me. But are there more players to follow? I know you're going to be like, Brian, you just did a video talking about how great Clemson's going to be this upcoming season because of the really good spring game, and now you're pulling something like this. No, but I am. Why? Because there were players who didn't play this past week and they were not injured. There were players who played in the spring game, but they didn't play as much as some of the new players played. And let me tell you, in this era of NIL and the transfer portal, well, you could see some more follow. I'll get into that in just a second. Hey, welcome to the channel. It is Tuesday. It is April, and college football is, 5 months away from us? 4.5 months away from us? Okay, technically speaking, 5 months from now would be September the 8th. Clemson plays on August the 30th. Week 0 starts before then, so sure. But if you're watching this today, you are a true college football fan. You're not somebody who's just like, you wear Clemson colors when you think Clemson's playing, and it's, sometime in September. No, you're a true college football fan. If you like talking college football, you like talking Clemson football, I hope you'll subscribe. It is free. It's the easiest way to support the channel if you like what I'm doing. And if you don't like what I'm doing, what are you doing watching? I mean, I wouldn't waste my time, but I'm glad you're here. Trovon Fagan had an incredible spring game in 2024. In 2023, Khalil Barnes had an incredible spring game. And the following season, though the 2023 season is one that we would all like to forget, he was one of the few bright spots. You remember the most notable game he had. It wasn't the only good game he had, but the most notable was against South Carolina, where he realized the pass was backwards. He picked it up, ran it back for Clemson's only touchdown in the game. He turned around and picked off a pass right after that. It was an incredible interception. Trovon Fagan was that guy in 2024. He came out, had a really good spring game, and looked like the upcoming season, even though he was a true freshman, highly recruited out of the state of Florida, that this guy was going to step up and be that guy. It really didn't happen. That's the interesting thing about it. It really didn't come to fruition. We saw some other young players who went out there and made some incredible plays, but we really didn't see that much out of him. Now, maybe he was injured, and I can't remember it. Call me on it. Please let me know. I'm totally open for that. I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. But Trovon Fagan, I don't even think he saw the field Saturday. In fact, I'm pretty sure he didn't. And Dabo was point blank asked, where is Trovon Fagan? He was only a really pretty solid recruit. How did I just say that? That was really weird. He was actually a really good recruit that we got in the 2024 cycle. Where was he at? Well, he just wasn't out there today, and now we know why. He had the transfer portal. Now, I can't remember all of them, but Koval, Noble Johnson, Stellato, a few others, they transferred back, hit the transfer portal, back in December? This is the first person to hit the transfer portal since then, because it all opening up and all that bunch of crap, or it's about to open up. I can't remember exactly when it opens up. I just know it's about to open up. And he's going to enter the transfer portal, and he's going to leave Clemson. Now, I opened up with a slightly controversial way of saying this, but it is a good question. Will more follow Trovon Fagan out? Now, let's take some names off the list that I'm not referring to. Bryant Wesco, TJ Moore, Antonio Williams, Cade Klubnik, Sammy Brown, Khalil Barnes, Avion Terrell, Peter Woods, AJ Terrell, not AJ Terrell. Good God. TJ Parker. Y'all, I need more sleep. I'm not talking about guys like them. I'm not talking about the big names that we know are the big players at Clemson. The really good players who NIL will take care of them well. Trademark that. NIL will take care of you well. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm not talking about Gideon Davidson or David Uziamame. I'm not talking about those guys. No, they're just fine. Trust me. I'm talking about guys, and I'm not starting a rumor here. I'm asking the question. Is it legitimate that we should ask the question? Let's phrase this another way. Why would it be wrong for Keith Adams Jr. to transfer tomorrow out of Clemson? Why? I'm a Clemson fan, and I'm not saying Keith Adams Jr. is the best running back Clemson's ever had. I never said that. What I did say is that when Keith Adams Jr. is in, he is a powerful running back, and he is someone who's been around the program for a little bit now. And last year, he got overlooked. And then you get into the spring game this past week. And yes, he had a few carries. And yes, they were showing off Gideon Davidson and David Easy. But the truth is, Keith Adams Jr. is being overlooked. Why would he want to stick around? Other than just loving Clemson and because his dad was a monster of a linebacker in the 90s. I'm not taking away from Keith Adams Jr., but I am just saying in confidence, showing confidence in this guy. I could see him leaving. Tyler Brown. Well, Tyler Brown had a really good freshman season, and he was injured most of 24. This would be a great comeback for him. And then Tristan Smith happens. 6'5", big, tall frame that can run. I mean, when you're sitting there going, hey, the wide receiver room's looking pretty good with Wesco, Moore, and Williams. And they didn't lose a step, didn't show losing a step in the entire spring game. Did they? No, they didn't. If you were there, you saw that they were just fine. Makes me feel good about the upcoming season. And then Tristan Smith comes out and he does what he does. Leading receiver in the game. Showing out, showing off. I mean, this guy, where does that leave Tyler Brown? I don't know. Now, Cole Turner had a really good reception. A really, really good reception. And for any of you who you don't know what I'm about to reference, I'm going to reference it. But I'm going to explain it first. Okay. Cole Turner is the brother of Nolan Turner, former Clemson safety, the guy who picked off Justin Fields in the college football playoff. Got Clemson to the national championship game when they lost to LSU. But their dad was a really good friend of Dabo Swinney. I want to say they played together at Alabama. Unfortunately, he passed away with a horrific disease. Dabo took both those boys under his wing, from what I understand. And one of the things is Dabo would overcompensate with Cole Turner. We have seen it. It is a joke on this channel. It's a joke on other forums, probably on other channels. In fact, I know it's on other channels. I've seen people make that joke in the comment section. Like, you could have a wide receiver come out and have 150 yards receiving with 3 touchdowns. Cole Turner catches one good pass, and it's a really good pass. Dabo would sit there and just go crazy, happy, celebrating about the one pass that Cole Turner caught versus, well, the guy who just put on a clinic. It's because he's taking care of the young man, and I appreciate that about Coach Swinney, and I am not knocking Cole Turner. He is a heck of an athlete. But I don't believe he'll transfer. Why? Because of the Swinney-Turner connection. If that Sweeney Turner connection did not exist, why wouldn't he transfer? I mean, really. I think right now the guy could go play for fill in the blank. A lot of teams could use his services right now. Clemson's wide receiver room. After this past Saturday, we looked at it. It's pretty doggone stacked. Noble Johnson saw the writing on the wall. Troy Stellato saw the writing on the wall. And I love Troy Stellato. But the guy stayed injured. And you know who stayed more injured than him? Adam Randall, who is now playing running back. And I believe had Adam Randall not been switched to running back, he would transfer too. I believe that. Let's talk about another person that I could legitimately see transfer out of Clemson. Well, hold on. I need more coffee. It would be legitimate if he transferred out. I couldn't blame him. That would be Trent Pearman. Trent Pearman's not going to leave Clemson because of his dad. He's not. But I think it would be I think it would be in his best interest for him to go. The guy can play, and there's a lot of places that could use him. Next up, Christopher Vezina. Christopher Vezina, he had a good spring game. He really did. And he looked like a guy, and I said this on the other video the other day, he looks like a guy who everyone's overlooking. He was like a 4-star coming out of high school. But nobody's buzzing about him in Clemson. People buzzed about Cade taking over for DJ, and it wasn't because DJ, not only was it DJ doing bad, but Cade was a big deal coming out of high school. He wasn't as big as like Trevor Lawrence or Deshaun Watson, but he was a big deal. A guy went 45-0 in 6A Texas football. Kind of a big deal. Playing for Westlake, yeah, big deal. 3 state championships, big deal. In Texas, yeah. No one's buzzing for Vezina. People were buzzing about DJ taking over for Trevor Lawrence. They were buzzing about Trevor Lawrence taking over from Kelly Bryant. And Kelly Bryant's arm, if his arm was a little better, that would have been a harder job to take away. Overall, Kelly Bryant was an incredible athlete. Everybody was buzzing about Deshaun Watson taking over for Cole Stout. You remember it? I remember it. All God's children remembers it. I remember when Taj Boyd, people started talking about him taking over from Kyle Parker. When Kyle Parker came out and he was playing well, Auburn beat him up. I believe some people got in his ear and said, listen, dude, you're not going to be an NFL quarterback and you can't keep getting beat up like this. If you want to play baseball or whatever you want to do, you can't keep taking those hits. And we saw a change. Maybe he was injured. There is no buzz for Christopher Vezina to take over for Cade Klubnik. None. Name me one Clemson fan who is wringing their hands right now and just can't wait for Christopher Vezina to take over next season. Name me one other than his family and friends. Mentor. Now, that's not me taking a shot at the young man. That's me saying that he doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't have that wow factor like those other people I named out. And what I saw out of Chris Denson, yes, a 3-star that committed to us at the last second. Yes, it's a glorified practice, but my God, he took advantage of that glorified practice, didn't he? Sure did. Chris Denson, the kid out of Florida, left-handed, threw a beautiful, beautiful pass to Gideon Davidson. Unbelievable. And then mobile. Good grief. Had that not been that whole touch the quarterback and they're down. And I know why they did that, protect the players and this stuff, all that bunch of stuff during spring practice. That's great and stuff. That guy, I believe he would have scampered for a touchdown. Or at least got close to it. So now you have a new guy who just kind of showed up out of nowhere, looks ultra athletic, who has a seemingly solid arm. And people are talking about him, but they're not talking about you. That spells transfer portal to me. I'm not saying he will, but it would make sense to me. Now, we could talk about some other players. We could go to the defensive side of the football. We already lost Trovon Fagan. I don't think we're going to lose anyone defensively. If we do, maybe it's an interior lineman. Maybe it's a lineman. Maybe it's someone who's, you may lose potentially one more cornerback or maybe secondary member, maybe. But here's the deal. Most of the players in fact, all the players I just named out, other than announcing Trovon Fagan is leaving, which does bother me. I would just say that it would be understandable if they hit the transfer portal. Why? Because they do have talent. Christopher Vezina does have talent. If you watch him play, he does have talent. But Clemson fans are legitimately thinking about next season, when they think about in 2026, and I talk to a bunch of you all the time. I talk to people out on the street. They have no clue I have a show, a little YouTube channel. They don't know that. We're just talking Clemson football. And the conversations that people are having of, I can't wait for Trevor Lawrence to get here and take over. I know Kelly's a good athlete, but man, this guy's really good. Those conversations are not going on about Vezina. No one is like waiting for him. In fact, so many people are beginning to talk about Tate Reynolds, and after Saturday, Chris Denson to a point. Much more of a buzz about them. Keith Adams Jr. playing second, third, fourth fiddle to people, and had what's-his-face who tore his ACL last year. What's his name? Jay Haynes? Isn't it Jay Haynes? I always get him mixed up. He would have been another running back on the field. You mean to tell me that all of these running backs are going to hang around? Because I'm going to tell you what I saw out of Easy and I saw out of Gideon Davidson spells a lot of really good things for us Clemson fans. But if you're someone who's been a running back at Clemson for a little bit and you stood on the sidelines and watched any of that game, you realize whether the coaches was putting those guys out there to show the fans the talent that they have or not, it made it very clear to us, Clemson, they have big plans for both those young men, and rightfully so. Why? They're really good. Don't be shocked if the transfer portal lights up some more. Hey, hit up the comments section real quick. Say hello to some people. Will, man, good to see you. Roger Park supporting the channel on a monthly basis. I see that symbol beside your name. Thank you so much. $3 or $5 per month, folks, if you want to support on a monthly basis. Hope you'll follow Roger's lead. Thanks for supporting the channel, my man. At least subscribe. It is free. But thanks, Roger. I appreciate you. Offense should be good, but I haven't heard a squat about the tight ends. Bettencourt was on the field. I was excited to see him on there, but I think that's to be continued. Dwight, it's good to see you. James Thompson, he's never going to play meaningful football at Clemson. William Homey, I think if we make a run for a title, it's going to be because of a breakout running back, Gideon Davidson. Hey, amen. The guy looked ridiculous. Surprised Vezina stayed. I wouldn't be shocked if he hit the portal. David Wood, did you hear about the basketball player Bobby Durkins in the transfer portal? Yeah, and his NIL requirements it's just PBR. That's it. By the way, great to be back live, Brian. Go Tigers. What's up? What's up, my man? Are you the person I was just on the phone with and you go by William? Wait, I bet it is. Either way, good to see you, man. And if it is, great conversation. Look forward to the future. Thought Durkins was on the fishing team. Yeah, he does that too. Cousin Vinny was a project. Keep going down. Transfer portal gets on my nerves. Mel Graves wants Cole Turner in the game more. Let me see. Bunch of people in here. All right, folks, tell me, who are you concerned that could potentially hit the transfer portal? Like, legitimately. Who do you think could legitimately hit the transfer portal? I think the names I named out, it carries a little bit of weight. I think it seems realistic to me. It's not like saying, yeah, TJ Parker's going to hit the transfer portal. No, he's not. Cade's not. The two sensational wide receivers, freshman wide receivers turning sophomore, they're not. They're not. I want to know, who do you think is going to hit the transfer portal? Either way, y'all take care of yourself. And as always, go Tigers.